and welcome to Love, Dream, Create. I help people with their confidence and boost their self esteem. This is for my artists. This is for my business professionals. This is for people who are performers or if you have to public speak in front of people. Today, I'm going to be talking about the wonderful world of TFPs. So you ask, what is a TFP? TFP stands for time for print. So what that means is that you, the business professional, the model, the actor, the performer, the artist, you are going to give your time, whether it's 1 hour to 3 hours to 5 hours, with a photographer to take pictures of you. And in trading your time, you will receive stunning pictures, headshots, body shots, whatever type of shot that you are trying to accomplish that day. So what that means is that you won't have to pay the photographer, and the photographer will not have to pay you, but you will receive wonderful, amazing photos for the time that you have spent with the photographers. I want to give you a few rules, helpful rules that you will come in contact with and that you will experience when you're at your TFP. Now, I want to give you some basic guidelines and rules that you're going to experience at your TFP. So, rule number one, research. What you want to do is research the photographer. The photographer should have a website. They should have a social media. They should be on some type of photographer website where you can view their pictures. Now, for my models, if it is not stunning like Vogue or Cosmopolitan, then do not take that assignment. You could choose to shoot with other photographers for a TFP. The same thing for my actors. Every headshot has a basic type of guideline. So basically, make sure that their headshots that they want to take of you for your TFP for my actors are within guidelines of a headshot. They're reputable. And if that photographer has a gallery, you might see a few other actors that they've worked with on display on their website or their social media. So when you see that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful picture, then you know that you can go with that photographer. And the same for my business professionals. Sometimes you want to stock corporate photo shoot for a few headshots for your business cards. By the way, if you need information and helpful hints and tricks about headshots, you can click the link right up above and you'll be brought to that video blog that I did last week. A lot of photographers make their money off of stock photo shoots. That means business corporate type of photo shoots. So for my business professionals, you will see a special gallery that a photographer has that will list all of his business headshots for CEOs and entrepreneurs and philanthropists at your disposal. One big rule of thumb. If today in 2021 the photographer does not have a website or doesn't have any pictures loaded on Google, on a website, on social media, on Facebook, then do not choose that photographer. You can go with someone else. Everyone out there, I don't want you to waste your time 1 to 3 to 5 to maybe 6 hours shooting with a photographer and their work isn't up to par. You can always go with another photographer offering TFP. So make sure they have a gallery and online work that you can take a look at. Now, the next rule of thumb, and this is common practice even for business professionals, for models, for actors, performers, is that the photographer is going to ask you to sign a waiver. Now, read through the waiver. You don't have to rush, but that's basically explaining to you that because they took your pictures, that they might want to use those pictures on their website, their gallery, their social media. And this is a great opportunity for them to tag you and you to gain followers and traffic to your social media sites, whatever profession you do. So it is standard procedure. Now, you don't want to include your something like your social security number, but they will ask for you to sign and date the waiver, and you will get a copy. And it's always good practice for you to get a copy. I have noticed that when I wanted to create a special bank account at the time with a particular name that I was using, the bank wanted to see a few contracts that I had that other name that is different than my legal name, which is Lashelle. So I was able to dig up 3, 4, 5 different model waiver that I had signed with photographers. That was proof, and I was able to get a business account at the bank. So good rule of thumb for people out there that are using an alias or another name other than your legal name, it's wonderful to just hold on to these waivers. You never know when you might need to use them for something else down the line. Okay, ladies, I want to talk about safety now, and this is for my gentlemen as well. So first of all, being a model and an actress, business professional, influencer, singer, dancer, you get my drift. You always want to be safe. Now, if you know of this photographer or you know them or you've met them, then that's different. But if you are finding them on a website, I don't care which website it is or social media, you always want to be safe, safety first, and go with that gut feeling. Gentlemen, ladies, go with that gut feeling. Now, just about 99% of photo shoots I have been on, they haven't minded, and there's been a lot, they haven't minded that I bring a friend if I wanted to. And plus, when you bring a friend, they can always help you with hauling in all the clothes, your model bag. I remember carrying my model bag with my shoes and one of my nails snagging. So it's always wonderful to have someone with you at the photo shoot to also make sure you're intact before you shoot. Make sure your hair is not out of place, your makeup is fine, what have you. But if you don't feel right about the photographer or just in general going alone, please bring a friend. It is absurd, a red flag, not right at all if you go to a photo shoot and they plain outright are against you bringing someone with you. If they're against you bringing someone, especially in this day and age, I don't have to say the little hashtag, but you know what's been going on. Hashtag me too. So if now, especially now, if they get weirded out, especially if you're talking to them on the phone and their voice gets a little bit different, their demeanor is different, and they're against you bringing a friend, then you might want to again go to the next photographer, even if you have to wait a month or so to shoot a TFP shoot. It is just absurd for a photographer, especially if you don't know them, not to want you to bring a friend. And don't think of it as you're bringing a bodyguard, but someone could be a second set of eyes, help you get to the location, park, haul your things. They won't mind. I know they won't. I've had some friends come with me. They park it, sit on a rock, look at their cell phone. They're there like 75 feet away on location, or right there in the studio on the couch, phones on silent. They're just on their phone. And after we're done, I offer to buy lunch for them because they came along with me. So again, ladies and gentlemen, please put up your antennas. Don't walk into any situation within the industry or business blind. And if you get a weird feeling about somebody, then you know what? Just don't go through with it. Now, there are a lot of different websites that you can look through and sign up for that are free, especially for my newbie models, to set yourself up with a TFP. One model website I used to go on is Model Mayhem, and that's Mayhem. It's free. You could put at least 14 pictures, And there are a lot of resources on there and a lot of photographers looking for models, actors, just as yourself. And of course, there's a lot of groups within Facebook. You want to always check out social media. You always want to check out Instagram. There's also Backstage Magazine. They always have photographers on there and different casting companies as well. Now, some of you might get lucky and find a photographer that has access to a studio and a little bit of wardrobe. I've had that happen, and I was there for 5-6 hours just shooting wardrobe piece after piece after piece. So if you find a photographer that has access to wardrobe, and then you can go on location. It's always good to get a location shot and a studio shot. It is wonderful and a win-win situation for you. Speaking of wardrobe, do you like the jacket I'm wearing today? Well, it is a one of a kind Bernard Burns custom clothing design. I did a video for my friend Bernard and his wonderful fashions. He has menswear and women's wear. You can support him and look at this video and click on his website by clicking the link that's popping up right now. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Right now, you're going to see a video I created for my performers, my models, anyone who is going to hit the stage, and tips on how to prepare for emergencies on stage. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful weekend.